day, I watched the film Ratatouille, which was made in 2007 and involves a rat that is actually a chef, and I'd never seen it before and I thought it was blooming amazing. In the film, he does end up making an awesome looking ratatouille like that. So today, I'm gonna try and make my own homemade version, but actually, it's not quite a ratatouille. Well, the meaning of the word ratatouille translates to approximately stir up, but basically it's a sort of vegetable stew. But the step that they make in that film where they put the baking parchment on top kind of turns it into a confit biyaldi. And I've probably pronounced that wrong, whereas it's actually steamed. That baking parchment does that. So Ratatouille, the film, should have been called either confit biyaldi, or they could have just called it vegetable stew. Anyhow, Ratatouille was one of the first videos I ever did on the channel. This was years ago when I filmed it on a potato, and we're gonna take it up a notch by finding this recipe clone, which is very similar to the real thing. If I can make it look anything like that final, like, plated up version right there, spoilers, I probably won't, but if it tastes as good as it does in the film, it's gonna be quite hard, isn't it? It should be a lot of fun. Right, let's get going. The first thing we've got is some peppers here, which I'm just gonna halve. Yeah, just take out the seedy bit, all right? So it's quite hard to tell in the movie. It does look like it could be like a tomato puree or even just a tomato sauce that goes on the base. This is gonna be a bit more work with loads of flavor. Gonna roast these up, okay? A little bit of olive oil. Nice, I love roasted peppers. Like that sweetness and the charring that comes when they blister up. Oh, so nice and seasoned salt and pepper. They're gonna roast for hopefully around about half an hour. Mwah! Chef's kiss. I did actually watch the film with Boston. Yeah, for the first 10 minutes or so, he was well into it, and then this. Genuinely, it's one of the most recent films that I've ever stayed awake watching recently, so I would recommend it. Actually, one of the quotes that's used in the movie quite a lot is the phrase, anyone can cook, which was kind of like the reason I started this whole channel in the first place, of just like teaching myself. Despite the film being a little bit comical around that, I do actually agree with that quite a bit. I mean, I managed to get by just about. It's all gonna get blended into a puree to make this epic sauce with those peppers. Oh. Just chuck in those roughly chopped onions and garlics. Remy would be proud. So we'll get that going. I'll stir it up in just a minute. And here's a little random thing. Remy the rat's brother, okay, this is one of the most films I've ever paid attention to. His brother is named Emil, which I thought, hey, is anyone else gonna get that pun? Emil, right? I don't know if that was intentional, but very clever. It's been about 5 minutes, starting to soften up. A little bit of brown around the edges. We're gonna hopefully cool it down with a tin of chopped tomatoes, some fresh thyme, some fresh parsley, salt, and pepper. Now there was loads of recipes I could have picked on. This was actually a recipe that was sent in to me that's like supposed to be incredible. A couple of them did actually have just tomato puree for the base, and I was like, we are not doing that. And that was why we really tried to drive those flavors and that charring into the onions and the garlics as well, because just with it being that little bit more roasted, that sweetness again, that sort of blistering with that, with the peppers, oh, and it's all gonna get whizzed up, so no one will ever tell the difference. Like the way it's served, I'm not gonna make it look as good as that, but we'll try our best. And I think, even from this alone, it's gonna taste proper stonking. Oh, baby. Oh, I love blistered peppers. Ah. They are looking good. Now you could peel the skin off if you wish, but I want that flavor in there. It's kind of like, for me, something I've never really talked about. You know when you roast a chicken, like you drive all of that flavor into it, and a lot of it ends up going on the skin on the outside, and I personally don't like eating that. I hope it's not just me. You're like, oh my gosh, the best part, all that effort. Obviously a lot of flavor goes into the chicken itself, but a lot of it's on the skin, and yeah, a lot of people I know don't like that part of it. Yellow peppers were gonna feature a lot heavier in this video. I'll come on to that in a bit. Oh, look at that. Right, so as this sort of cools down, you'll see the only thing some people won't mind keeping this in there, it's just a personal thing, but the thyme, obviously these sprigs can be a little firm and tough. So there we go, we'll discard those, but the flavor's done its job. So a massive bowl, because for all that effort, oh, you smell amazing. This is gonna be our sauce. The minute you walked in the joint, banner, I could see you were a real stick blender. Hey, stick blender, spend a little time with me. Da, 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 da. Right, that did take a solid 5 minutes. It took a while to break down some of the onions and things, but now we've got a kind of like lumpy carrot soup texture, which doesn't sound very appealing, but I promise that's gonna be full of flavor. Not sure what it is. I've got this dish and I just don't find it very exciting, but hey ho, we'll try and excite it now. we're gonna add in our sauce. Yeah, because I really just want to leave a little bit to maybe have as a soup in a couple of days' time or something. That would be super. So with the sauce in the dish, Shimon, it's time to rat. All right, what we're going to do is get a mandolin. This is from one of my veggie prep kits. I've got my anti-cut glove on. The uncle cut glove is actually having a day off. This is a courgettes, okay? So this is going to get sliced up nice and thinly. Now, this is where I'm battling against symmetry versus the actual movie. If you look at how it gets served up on the plate, let's just remind ourselves of that on the screen right now. Oh my word, that is just perfect. Now, the courgettes and other things which we'll show you in a minute are all different sizes. Damn. However, we know that by using one of my kits, or obviously just a mandolin, we're going to get at least the thickness fairly consistent. Now, people always say, Barry, where have all these gone? Are you still selling them? And I was working with another company to enhance this. I really wanted to add some improvements. They've actually gone very, very quiet and I think could potentially bust. So I might have to look at a different supplier or just keep doing these. I was happy with them, but I had some like potential upgrades. Bacon mats are still there though, and they're amazing. So there we go, a nice tub of courgettes. We've got tomatoes. We've got aubergine, which is actually the most stubborn. It really, really does need some breaking down. I'm sorry, this is my rant. This is an aubergine. It is not an eggplant. That's the one translation thing that I always get, like, it's not an egg. It is an, I mean, it's not an, it's a weird word, isn't it? But it's not an eggplant, okay? Can we just agree on that? Maybe we just call it the rubber vegetable because the skin really does not like going on a mandolin. It's like just ripping wherever it wants. Look, it's like a Batman cloak or something. The bat plant. The fourth vegetable is something called a yellow courgette, which typically in the UK I can go in a supermarket and normally get. This was me the other day. I've just spent the last 2 hours of my life going to 5 different supermarkets all across town, and I cannot find yellow courgettes or squash. I might just chop up a mango at this rate. This is an absolute nightmare. Apparently you might be able to get some in jars. I might even resort to that right now. You know, if I had the time, I probably could have grown one myself. That was an unsuccessful shopping trip. So I did manage to get hold of some online, yellow courgettes. But you can just see that that wants to be chopped. The eggplant slash aubergine slash bat plant really didn't like it. And I think that's where we're going to struggle the most with the size. But we'll get there. Now I'm going to try it this way. And I don't know if it's going to fail. We will give it a try. If not, you can just lay it flat over the vegetables. But I'm going to go yellow, then aubergine, then tomato. Oh my gosh, this is fiddly. And then courgette. Okay, can you see that? So again, yellow, aubergine, tomato, courgette. Just gonna put one token piece of bat plant in there. Oh, I know it's not perfect, there's a couple of edges there, but actually as a whole like that, I'm really, really happy with it. Now in the middle, what we were supposed to do is that again. I'm gonna maybe try, but I could probably get, I don't know, 2 rows. It'll be a lot shorter. Let's have a go. All right, I'll see you in a minute. But I can't promise it's going to look pretty. Okay, folks, I really sort of regret doing this, but then at the same time, I'm really glad that there's been perseverance and I've just pushed on. I've had to keep scooping some sauce out. The courgettes with this are your friend. Okay, the sauce lifts up. The courgettes are stronger and firm. Tomato goes in, which is the last piece, which actually does join that together perfectly. I know it's not absolutely like Pixar perfect, but for me, and you guys know what I'm like, that's actually pretty darn good. So I'm warming my oven back up, and just for reference, when I was doing that, like the level of the sauce was going up. That sauce is so, like so good. But the alternative to that was literally lying it down. But I'm really pleased that I made that effort. Oh, I just love the colours. I'm just playing around with it whilst the oven preheats. I love it, I love it, I love it. Look at that. It's like some sort of weird vegetable rainbow. This is where we confit biyaldi, and confit is actually pronounced confit, which basically means to preserve. And biyaldi, which I probably pronounced wrong, comes from a Turkish dish, which is a dish where an eggplant, aubergine, bat plant, is stuffed with vegetables. Interestingly, Imam biyaldi translates to the Imam cleric, in brackets, fainted. So with that in mind, are we making a preserved priest? Imagine that, Disney. No, we're not going to call it Ratatouille. We're calling it Preserved Priest. I'd watch that, actually. I probably have. Definitely a film on the Sci-Fi Channel, isn't it? Or something like that. My confit don't drizzle. It bowls. This is a garlic clove chopped. Bit of salt. I feel like I'm seasoning a bowl right now. Pepper. Some thyme leaves. And some olive oil, okay? All smells really good in here. So little shards of garlic, the oil seeping in there. And I'm forgetting about that sauce that we made underneath it. This is looking glorious. Although, to be honest, the sauce did actually drop on my sock whilst I was building this. I'm leaving it there. I just cut out the rough shape of this dish because we are gonna confit, baby. I'm gonna use a knife just to push down and encase the baking parchment on top. Oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. And into the oven, this thing is gonna go now for a whopping 90 minutes. I don't say this enough in a video, but that looks really, really pretty. I mean, the smell coming from it already is incredible. So that oil-based sauce that we made a minute ago that we drizzled on top with the garlic in, if you look at this image on the screen right now, when it's served up in the film to the food critic, I don't know what that sauce is. It looks oil-based, so that's what we use, maybe with a little chunk of tomato or herb on there. And ultimately, I don't think we're gonna nail it bang on, but if it tastes as good as it smells, it's been a good day. See you in a bit. It's been 90 minutes. The last 10 minutes I took off our little parchment just to give it a little bit more cooking on the top. Oh my word, I'm so excited for this. Je me suis très bien excited. Oh my word, oh my word, oh my word. Oh! It's got a just slightly brown hue on it there before I even try. Smells incredible. Like, smell that. I'm wafting it down there. Before I try and even attempt to build it though, I'm gonna let it cool just slightly. There is a smidgen of extra oil on there, and I'm just wondering if I tip this off. Oh wow. That actually does look remarkably like the dressing that we want to go on the top, and that's gonna have all those flavors in there. I might actually use some of that. Oh, now this is a bit barbaric, but if I do this right, I've just shoved a bamboo skewer through it. And obviously this is still hot with oil, but I can get that curvature that they sort of visually show. And to be fair, oh no, the bamboo skewer, oh, it's sort of there. Oh wow, that almost looks like it. I just need to hold that together somehow and hold myself together. This is completely over the top. Like, literally just put it on a plate and eat it. Or eat it out of this dish, be a dog. If there's any lesson from this video, be a dog, and we should all call aubergines, not eggplants or aubergines, bat plants. Holy crikey, that looks good. Ooh! We just drape on that other layer on top. Give me that curve. Oh! I am over the moon with that. I am over the moon with it. Yes! So these juices which are like naturally coming out anyway. Wow, this has worked so well. And I know I've already got like the little blobs in there from the tomato sauce, but I might just put, and I think this would make an amazing pizza topping, some of this roasted veg paste on there. It's not absolutely bang on, don't get me wrong, but I am so proud of that. Wow. Ooh, just blew my parsley everywhere. And if I'm trying to absolutely replicate the picture, I guess I need like some obscenely long fingers and a fork like that, but yes! If you like this video, I did years ago loads of other movie things. I did like the chilled monkey brains and Indiana Jones. Maybe I should revisit some because there's loads of movies I haven't done yet. Okay, oh wow, straight through. See if Chef Gusteau would have been proud of this one. Mmm. Oh, it tastes like France. I know it sounds really weird. It tastes flavour packed. Like I'm almost like eating a fresh warmed garden salad, but with like so much scatterings of flavours and herbs on it. And bonus, Boston just popped off of the camera. I'm not sure if the microphone picked that up. He's like, well, it was good enough for a rat. There's freshness, there's a little bit of saltiness, there's a sweetness actually. We put no sugar in this, maybe the caramelization from the roasting, but I've just put on a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just a personal choice. That made it pop, yeah. Absolutely phenomenal, and I promise you there was no rat in my hair helping me do this. If you want to try this, I'll type up the full recipe so you can have a go, and I think laying it out like we did, completely optional. You can just lay it flat if you wish. Good luck if you try it. I think you'll love it. Honestly, the freshness, the different colours, the textures, the consistency of like throwing through it.